Isaac, lovely to meet you. So you voice the character of Eggs in new film The Boxtrolls. Can you tell us a bit about it?
So The Boxtrolls is the story of these very cute, shy and timid creatures called the Boxtrolls. And they're inventors really, and they live underground in this cavern with all these machines that they've made from salvaged junk, because at night they go up to the town above them and they go gathering and they take all this sort of garbage and junk from various trash cans and bring it all the way down and turn it into all these wonderful pieces of engineering. But above ground there's a man with a serious inferiority complex called Archibald Snatcher, who's completely insane and is hell-bent on getting himself something called a white hat, which means that he eats cheese with the high society. And it's really about my character, Eggs, who's been raised by the Boxtrolls, and he thinks he's a Boxtroll, but really he's a boy. And it's about him trying to lead the Boxtrolls to get them to break away from their boxes and their shy timidness, and fight against this lunatic who's trying to kill them all.
Now, it is an animation, a 3D one, but it's also quite scary. There are parts when, you know, Archibald Snatcher really did freak me out a little bit. Yeah. Especially because it's 3D, so he's coming right at you.
Yeah, it's great. He's got this kind of very kind of typical villain. He's got that great, the kind of perfect characteristics with the greasy hair and the big belly and the kind of thrown away haute couture sort of clothes and fur, which looks like it's been at the bottom of a garbage can for years. So he's and the really long nose and the very ugly kind of face with the puffed up bit. Not to mention the fact that he's lactose intolerant, which just adds to the hilarity. The
film did make me want to eat a lot of cheese afterwards. Did you find that you wanted to eat a lot of cheese?
Yeah, well, whenever we were shooting it, I had to have my cheese platter before me to get me into character.
Bit of brie.
Yeah, a bit of brie.
Everything else cheddar. And you've worked with some big names in this. So Ben Kingsley and Simon Pegg, who voiced your dad, and Elle Fanning. So did you get to work with those people then in the studio?
Yeah, I did. I got to work with those three people, in fact. And that was really good fun when you finally do it with the other person. Because you do always have a reader reading the other lines for you. But when you finally read with the person who you'll be conversing with on screen, you get that true kind of dynamic and it really comes alive.
This is obviously your first film, which I'm sure must be amazing seeing your name at the end. That must have been pretty exciting.
That was really special.
But you're also known, and what most people probably know you for, is Game of Thrones. You of course play Bran Stark, and he's one of the pivotal characters, and especially the last season, season 4. At the end of it, you played a big part, and you finally met the three-eyed raven, and finally got there. And we were left feeling that there's still a lot to come, in that you're maybe going to get even more powerful. So is that something you would like to see Bran have, a lot more power?
Absolutely, yeah, and what's going to happen now really is we're going to finally see him find out exactly what this power is and what it's supposed to do, and who this strange tree man is. Because his storyline's been kind of building up to this. It's been slow in places prior to it, and finally now he's reaching the sort of culmination of all these strange visions he's had, and all this confusion, and you know, all his brother who's gone on the way home, and now his guide has just been killed. So finally now he's there, and he's ready to find out kind of who he is.
And one of his powers that we know about already is that he can sort of get into the mind of animals and creatures. So if you could get into the mind of someone, anyone, who would it be?
Oh gosh. I think I would go into the mind of maybe the Queen and just...
Would you like to be royal?
No, I think I'd just ridicule it all, and I'm getting a bit political here, but I just saw recently there was a video on YouTube of one of the Queen's guards doing a sort of strange dance, so maybe that was me. Maybe I went into him and did the strange dance.
So you'd like to get the guards to do some wee ballet moves and stuff over that? That could be lots of fun. But with Game of Thrones, obviously, that's become huge. Did you ever have any idea just how big it was going to become?
No, not at all. I mean, when we first did the pilot, it was just exciting to be in a pilot, rather than think, oh, we really hope this will be really successful and we can do this and that and that. But the fact that it has become so successful is really, really exciting and really cool.
And you get to travel the world with it. So, where have your favourite places been? And also, do you get much time to come back home? You're from Kent. Do you get much time back home in Kent?
Oh, I have plenty of time, yeah. In fact, most of my time is really spent there because we do film it for sort of about 6 months between sort of June, July, all the way to November, December-ish. But it's only sort of weeks at a time or days at a time, so I still have plenty of time there. And the only place I've ever filmed with Thrones is Northern Ireland, your hometown, and it really is. So and the city of Belfast is really up and coming, and it's got a great restaurant scene, which is where we go most of the time. So. Well,
it's lovely to meet you. And up next then for you quickly, what have we got? What can we see from you next?
The next season of Game of Thrones, really, and school is what my biggest project at the moment.
Well, good luck and enjoy Northern Ireland when you're back there.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Thanks.